You gave up a TV job to start a podcast in your basement. If that doesn't scream midlife crisis, I don't know what does.
It was Championship Sunday here in Indianapolis. What's the mindset then coming in as a defending champion?
I want to win. No, I want to win.
The young lady over my shoulder, Caitlin Clark.
Not the best looking guy. And I don't think anyone's going to sit here and say, Matt Randazzo was really good looking.
What has this last month, 2 months, 3 months been like for you? It's an important fan base for the Fighting Illini, is it not?
It is.
He turned 69 years young last week. He looked good, Coach.
Oh, try it. Thank you.
Welcome to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities. It is Wednesday, May 7th. Thank you guys so much for joining us once again. If you're watching live on YouTube, we appreciate that very much. Up over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you have subscribed, thank you. If you haven't, shame on you. Subscribe, tell a friend or two or 10 or 20 about what we're doing each and every weekday here in the Quad Cities. Off the Air with Matt Randazzo, 10 a.m., talking sports and a whole bunch more in the Quad Cities. We're also live on X. X has been very, very good to us, so we appreciate if you watch us on X. We're also up on all the podcasting platforms as well, so you can download us wherever you get your podcast, whether it's Apple, Spotify, iHeart, you name it. If there's a podcasting platform that you can't get us, let me know. I'll make sure we get on that one as well. But I think we checked all the boxes when it came to our podcasting platforms as well. Excited about today's show. Today's show kind of reminds me of what I used to do at my old job. A very Quad City local sports centered show. Super excited about it. Coming up in a matter of moments, Payton Brown is in the house. She made the long drive from Rockridge High School over to my house to chat a little softball. Payton, a fantastic year, and dumb luck for me. I've been wanting to have Payton on. She's at Western Illinois doing fantastic. Just wrapped up an awesome season. Been wanting to have her on, and I texted her a few days ago, and we lined this up. And then I'm on Twitter yesterday, and I'm like, OVC Player of the Year. So I don't know if I manifested that or helped with it. I doubt it, but perfect timing. So the Conference Player of the Year joins us in a matter of moments. It's also Steamwheeler Wednesday. We do the Steamwheelers every Wednesday. And again, giving myself all the credit, the Wheelers are 6-0. So since we've started this partnership with the Quad City Steamwheelers and Off the Air, they don't lose. They're 6-0, ranked number 1 in the power rankings in the IFL. So Ivory Scott, an offensive lineman from the Wheelers, will join us around 10:30. And then it's been a special career for Nicholas Patrick at Alleman High School. Tennis standout. He won his 100th match the other day. 100-0. So 3 state championships, looking for his 4th in the next upcoming months. We'll be joined by Nicholas Patrick coming up in the second hour of the show around 11 o'clock. So a lot of great local content to get to today. If you missed our shows so far this week, on Monday we had Tom Kakert and Kyle Huseman from the Hawkeye Report talking about Caitlin Clark's return to Carver Hawkeye Arena. We also talked about the Iowa baseball team looking for their first Big Ten championship since 1990. I was 11 the last time they won a regular season Big Ten championship, and I'm old, so it's been a while. So go check that out. Also, it was Cinco de Mayo, so my good friend and sponsor to the show, Snoop, out in the house. He brought me food, which was great. So check out Monday's show. That was a lot of fun. Yesterday, Pat Angerer made his weekly appearance. John Marks came out to the house as well. We talked a lot of sports with him. And then Noah Wethington, the Blackhawk baseball team, doing fantastic. So we talked with Noah Wethington as well. Also, Friday, we were joined by the one and only Kirk Ferentz. That interview was a ton of fun. It's weird that Kirk would take the time to, a half hour to chat with myself, who's unemployed, doing a show in my loft. But it was awesome of him to do that. We appreciate it. So if you missed that, go check out all the shows from last week as well. But we start, like I said, with a lot of local content and a young lady that she's in my, and see, sometimes I mess up, Payton. There we go. See, I'm not as technically sound as I used to be at WQAD. Payton Brown joining us right now. Conference Player of the Year, a lot to get to and all that kind of stuff, but it was great. I want to start by thanking you for making the drive to the house. Most people complain. It's okay when you're a Rock Ridge standout, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. It was a very easy drive.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So Payton's coming off an amazing season with Western Illinois. Before we talk about you getting to Western, all the things, to be named the OVC Conference Player of the Year, when did you find out? How did you find out? And what goes through your mind when you find that out?
Well, I found out yesterday. We had our exit meetings with our coaches after season, and the first thing she told me when I walked in is she wanted to congratulate me, and she let me know that me and Kendall Grover both earned co-player of the year. And I can just tell you, my mouth dropped. I never thought that would ever happen, let alone in my first season at Western. So it was great to hear. I mean, it was awesome to know that, I could do that for my coaches who gave me the chance and opportunity to play there.
You talked about your first season at Western. I want to get to that in a second, but what was it about this year, before we get to the journey being there, that made things special again? You obviously hit the ground running, 3 homers in 1 game. The stats are fantastic. What was it about yourself and Macomb and that program that clicked?
I have to give, first off, all grace to God, because I truly don't believe that this was a mistake that I ended up at Western. But just getting into the program from day one, I had the support from not only the coaching staff, but the players as well. And I felt, I was completely supported, completely surrounded with love and belief. And, even when I didn't have the confidence in myself, everybody else around me had that confidence. So I knew that, if I fall short, they have my back. I have people behind me that always will have my back. But yeah, just the amazing support from both the coaching staff and the players, and, my family supporting me every step of the way, encouraging me to keep going, encouraging me to keep playing. That was just truly what made this year special.
Let's talk about getting to Western, because obviously an amazing career at Rock Ridge. We're going to talk about that and John Nelson and all that kind of stuff in a second. But great career at Rock Ridge. You went to Illinois State, played there as a freshman, and then hopped in the transfer portal and went to Western Illinois. Talk about that decision-making process, what went into it, and what led you to Macomb and Western Illinois.
The transfer portal is definitely something that has become more popular as the years have moved on. It was one of those things that I didn't really feel a click there, and I wanted to take a chance. I was kind of losing my love for softball. I didn't really know if I wanted to keep playing, and I finally got the encouragement from, a handful of coaches. I got calls from John Nelson, Niall Pena, Sarah Durbin, Durb at Rock Ridge, who's now the head coach there. I was getting tons of calls, saying, you can't give up. Like, you have that talent, you have that, that ability to work hard, push through things. Like, you can't give up yet. And I think that was finally the point where I was like, you know what, they're right. I can't just give up. So I finally entered the portal. One of my first text messages that I got out of the portal was from Elisa Goller. And as soon as I texted her, as soon as I talked on the phone with her, I was like, you know what, this sounds exactly like what I was looking for. This sounds for like that culture piece that I had been looking for, like I'd had at Rock Ridge. And from my first literally 10 minutes there on my visit at Western, I was like, yes, this is the place for me. And I love that it's close to home. It's very, very nice. I can come home anytime I want. And like I said, just the environment that the coaching staff has created and my relationship with the coaching staff and players has been out of this world.
You mentioned the love for the game. You've done it for so long, and I don't want to dwell on maybe losing it, but rekindling it at Macomb. What was it about that place that when did it click that, like, oh wait, this is why I do this. This is what I love. When was that? Can you take me through that process of how that happened?
Yeah, definitely. From the first day out, that first practice where you meet everybody, you get to meet everybody, learn everybody's names, learn who people are. That was definitely one of those moments where I was like, wow, this is a completely new setting. Like, I have 23 other teammates that I get to learn all new things about. But the moment that it definitely clicked for me it was in the first month that I was at Western. We had a scrimmage between our teams. It was, Goller was still, not in Macomb. She was coaching the USA team at that point. So it was just our assistant coach running it. We were playing a scrimmage, and my first at-bat since, probably March of the year before, I was hitting off of one of our pitchers, and I hit a home run. And watching all of those teammates surround home plate, jumping up and down, that was the moment where I was like, okay, there it is. That feeling that, oh, I can feel the joy in this sport again. Like, I can feel the love. Just knowing that, and then afterwards, Goler got the video of it because, of course, we were videoing it, and she posted it online, and she was like, oh, look at this, and just that support from her, too, even though she wasn't even there, just knowing that she was there and proud of me and had my back there, too. But, yeah, that was definitely the moment where I was like, okay, here it is. There's that love again.
Yeah, no, that's awesome to hear. And there's that skill again. I watched and called a lot of home runs. I put you in my dime club with athletes because if I had a dime for every time I mentioned your name, I would be able to retire because I called a lot of Payton Brown highlights and home runs. When did it get rolling? Like, obviously you talk about that, but you mentioned just a little bit ago, I didn't expect maybe to be the conference player of the year so soon. When did you start realizing that like it was clicking at the plate again and all those kind of things?
Well, from the first weekend out, I was kind of able to, I struggled a little bit kind of up and down. We played Butler, who I actually have a friend that plays at Butler, so it was kind of fun being there, playing her, getting the opportunity. And I think I went 3 for 4 that game, and I was like, okay, here it is again. Like I can see what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I've been here before. And we went into the bottom of that inning losing by 1. And our leadoff batter got on. We bunted her over, and I got down to, I think it was a 1-2 or an 0-2 count, and hit a home run off of a changeup. It was my first collegiate home run. And, I mean, I guarantee you everybody in there can tell you I was very emotional. That was the first time that I was like, wow, again, like, I love this team. Like, they're completely here for me. They completely had my back. I could hear them all cheering for me. I could see them all around home plate, like, jumping up and down. And I know even my dad noticed it, and he was, very, very grateful for Goler and the coaching staff, and went up and, thank you for giving me my daughter back. Like, that was her again. Wow. She's right there. Like, and that was something that I think that they been waiting to click for a long time. And just to see that, okay, here it is again. I can click that moment again. But I definitely think that was the start of it. And then, getting the opportunity to play in Hawaii, and I had I think a 2 home run game there. And then, our first series in conference was against probably one of the toughest conference pitchers. Her name's Josie Newman. She hit like her 700 career strikeouts this year. So insanely tough pitcher to face. And my first at bat off of her, I was able to hit a home run too. So it was just like, okay, I can do this. Like that same spot again that I felt like in high school. Like I had that confidence. I had that ability. Like, okay, I can do this. Like, just again.
I think you've had 3 home run games in Rock Ridge. You yes, haven't you?
Yes.
I remember them. But to have one in college is insane. Take me to Tennessee State. If anybody who's watching doesn't know, 3 homers against Tennessee State. When do you get do you go up after hitting 2 knowing like, hey, I can do something? Take me through the day, I guess.
Okay. Well, we had gotten pushed back. I believe it was because of rain, actually. And it was a Monday morning. I had 2 classes, and I came sprinting from my second class into the locker room to get changed. Didn't even have my hair done. Into the hitting cages to get ready for the game. I was, like I said, freaking out, rushing. Got my hair done in between, figured that out. I have a teammate who is more than graceful enough with me doing my hair, but got out to the field and was finally able to be like, okay, I'm here, I'm good, I can calm down. But yeah, first at bat off of Castillo. She's, again, a great pitcher. I think that was her first conference loss, actually, that we handed her. But yeah, saw a nice curveball in the heart of the plate and took that one over, and definitely nice to get that lead right off the get-go. And then the second time, they had switched pitchers to a pitcher that we hadn't seen before. We hadn't even watched film on, actually, and came up with bases loaded, and she was struggling throwing strikes. And I remember Goler looking at me, and she was like, okay, be disciplined, like, don't swing at anything out of the zone. And I got 1 strike call, and I was like, okay, it's right there. And again, she threw me that second strike, was able to hit a grand slam, and that was awesome. My first collegiate grand slam, that was definitely an amazing moment. And then the third time up, Goler was like, well, they're not going to throw to you. And I was like, okay. And I ended up getting into a 3-2 count and hit that one out. And that was, like I said, awesome. And then that was actually our first run rule win. It was my first run rule win with Western. And that 4th time I came up, I saw the curveball on the outside of the plate. I was like, I don't think that's the one for me, and got walked. And then we had I ended up getting over to third, and our catcher at the time hit a pop-up into the shallow left field, and Goler was like, you're going. I was like, okay, and she kept coming in, and I was a little bit nervous, but she sent me and got that run rule win. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome stuff. Payton Brown, former Rock Ridge standout, Western Illinois standout, and OVC player of the year, joining us right now. I want to talk about your Rock Ridge days because It was Grace Buffelli was on the show, a North Scott girl that played at North Scott, and that's one of those dynasties about my career that I remember is I think North Scott girls basketball, the state championships, Rock Island and Moline. There's several others, and then I think of Assumption soccer, but I can go on and on. But Rock Ridge softball is a staple of and the thing is, I can remember, and it's not just like, a good 3-year stretch or a good 5-year stretch. I can clearly remember I was dating my wife and we've been married for a long time. So this is probably 05. We started dating. I don't even know. Were you born in 05?
Yeah, I was born in 05.
Okay, just checking. You're probably 2 years old.
That was the year I was born.
Okay, thank you for making me feel extra old. But I remember covering Liz Watkins as a freshman, and I remember being having pressure because I was dating a Rock Ridge girl, and all of her family were watching like the Rock Ridge coverage. So like that's my point is basically it's been 20 some years that I know of consistency and good softball at Rock Ridge. But what you guys did was crazy. 72, 73 straight wins, 3 state championships. And in no way I ask you during the moment, like, hey, how is this? This is great. Now you can give good answers. But now that you're a few years removed and you look back at it, how do you look back at it? I'm assuming with smiles and everything else, but has it sunk in more now that you're a few years away removed from what you guys got to do?
Yes, definitely. I think you're living in that moment. You don't really I know we said it 10,000 times, especially in that moment. It was never really about the wins. It was about, getting to that state championship and winning that state championship. Everything before it didn't really matter. The work that we were putting in, if it ended up in a win, it ended up in a win. If we lost, it was a way to learn. But looking back at that and knowing that I literally only lost one game in my career, that's insane for me to think about. That's literally nuts to me. Yeah. And I know you could ask anybody else, Kendra, Corey, Sierra, any of those girls who played on those teams, and they would tell you the same thing. Just knowing that, looking back and knowing that you only lost one game out of, I think we played close to 110 games in that 3-year span, just is insane. And just knowing, the hard work that we put in each and every day, being around each other 24/7, working hard, doing the things that we can do to continue getting better. You don't really think about it then, but we were living in a legacy. That was something that we left behind for years to come. We beat that Casey Westfield record that had been standing for a very, very long time. And, records are made to be broken. And I'm sure
I don't know about this one. I don't know if this one gets broken.
I guess we'll see. But like I said, yes. Yeah, obviously we would love to keep that. But definitely excited to see, maybe a future Rock Ridge team will be able to do that, or a couple teams will be able to do that.
Yeah.
But
a guy that was very instrumental that was is John Nelson, and he sat in that chair a few weeks ago. If I don't know if I've met a coach, or he rivals all the coaches that I know that when they just love their players, and he came out that day and he's like, oh, Kendra's doing this and Peyton's doing this, and he's just so proud, and he's been such a cheerleader. And Pi wasn't always the case. I'm sure he was a cheerleader, but also hard. Talk about that guy, what he's meant to you in the game of softball, and then not in the game of softball, just in life in general.
Yeah. So I met John and played against John for the first time in a 12U state championship, or 10U state championship, and they beat the crap out of me. We got run ruled both games that we played them, and that was a very good team that I was playing for at the time. And from that moment on, I've told my parents, I was like, okay, that's the team I want to play for, and it was his Havoc team. And I got the opportunity to play in the USA All-American games in Oklahoma, and he had actually been coaching the opposing team. And somehow, some way, in the brackets, the way they aligned, we ended up playing each other first round. And we ended up beating their team, and I had been pitched against them. And that year, I was kind of looking for
Take that, John. She beat you.
Yeah, and he'll tell you. I don't know. That was a little hatred from him and me. But that was a little payback for that 10U run rule. But yeah, after that year, I had been looking for a new place to call home, and my parents had actually talked to him at a tournament and just said, hey, are you looking for any new players? And he kind of was like, yeah, well, we're looking for an elite level pitcher. We're looking for hitting. And my parents and I didn't really know if that meant me. I didn't know what that kind of meant. But talked to him, got a private tryout at Galesburg High School, and found out I made the team. And instantly from then on, I was like, okay, this is what I want to be doing. And made the decision that, that 3.5-hour drive from Bloomington up here every Tuesday and Sunday was very, very tolling on my family. So we were like, well, we knew John that was coaching a high school team, so we were like, hey, like, would you be okay if we moved up here to play high school? And he was like, well, yeah, of course. I was in 8th grade at the time. And so moved up here to play high school for him. And again, never knew anything about Rockridge or anything of that sort. Never knew that we were moving into what would become a legacy or was already the beginning of a legacy. But yeah, I played for John's travel team for, I believe, 6-7 years. And then played for him all 4 years of my high school career, and just the connection I made with him over that time. I mean, I also worked for him. I took hitting lessons from him. I mean, he'll tell you I probably saw him more than I saw my own family most times, but basically saw him every day for, like I said, 5, 6, 7 years. That connection I made with him, I mean, his family jokes around calls me an honorary Nelson. Like, I was always there, always around him, got to learn from him, and he's a very, very knowledgeable coach and a very knowledgeable person. And I mean, yeah, like he said, it's not just the fact that he was a coach to us. He's like a second dad, and he was that way for all of us, or most of us. I mean, especially the people that were very, very close to him and appreciate him every day. And, you know, he's supported me throughout, like you said, high school, travel ball, college, but just getting the opportunity to play and learn from him and get that connection with him has been awesome.
You brought up the moving up here to the community, and you said you didn't know what to expect. Talk about what you got, because Rock Ridge, and I'm biased, my wife went to school there, I live real close there, and heck, Andy Say, who was there forever, leads the show off every day. So I have a lot of good friends from Rock Ridge. But what is it about that community? And did you expect that? You knew you were making a move up to play, but did you expect the community and the support and what actually Rock Ridge softball was and became?
I can say it was definitely a change of scenery. I grew up in Bloomington Normal, so very, very big town with a lot of people. Yes, we got that support, but it was nowhere near like the softball world up here. It's a completely different universe, and I mean, we're within the same state. It's crazy to me the difference that it made, but I went from a huge, huge school to little tiny Rockridge. Like, it was definitely a change and definitely, different scenery. Again, didn't really know what to expect, but that 8th grade year that when I had moved up here, that was the year that they had gotten 3rd place in state. So I got to go watch them in Peoria, make that state run, and be like, okay, wow, and that was, Amelia Thomas and Haley Diener and that whole group of kids. I mean, they were absolutely amazing. Getting to watch Katie Garrett, who had the number before me, but watch her play and learn from her, and Jimmy Garrett as well, was just absolutely amazing. And like you said, I had absolutely no clue what I was moving into, and just, from my first year out, I didn't have my freshman year because of COVID, but from my sophomore year on, the support of the community, we can talk about everything other than softball. The support that we had at the games, people lining the fences, all the way around the stadium, especially when it came to postseason. The send-off to state where everybody's up holding signs, that's stuff that not a lot of people get to witness and have that experience because their communities aren't that way. And Rockridge is a very, very special place, and it always will be in my heart. This is what I consider to be home, even though I have only lived here for 7 years. I've spent my majority of my life in Bloomington, but this is what I consider home. The people here, the community, everybody that I have met and made relationships with here, that's my home, and it always will be.
Well said, well said. Payton Brown joining us right now and off the air with Matt Randazzo. A few more about Rock Ridge. You mentioned some of your teammates, and we're trying to track down Kendra Lewis, and not that she's great, just trying to do things correctly, but she's doing great at Wisconsin. And you mentioned several of your teammates. When John was here, he kind of rambled down like this person. You still obviously keep tabs on how they're doing, and you got to be proud watching your former teammates do big things on different levels as well.
Oh, 100%. All of our high school teams were very, very close. And some of those girls that we played with, like my freshman year, like Keaton Frere and Lexi Hines went JUCO. So they finished out their careers and they're doing very well. Definitely keeping tabs with them, and especially when they were playing, like keeping tabs on them. Yes, Kendra, killing it at Wisconsin, the freshman player of the week, that kind of stuff. Definitely enjoy watching her play and have success at that level. Definitely have a bunch of other teammates, Sierra Bush, who's at Culver Stockton, Corey, who's at St. Cloud. I can name off literally 10,000 more.
No, I get it.
But like McKaylin, who's at Augie with John, obviously, like after my season ended at ISU last year, they were playing at Illinois Wesleyan, so went down to go watch them and watch them have the success that they did. It was a lot of fun, and like I said, there's plenty of other examples of people who went on to play at the next level. And I mean, watching them succeed and watching, how different parts of our culture and the things that we learned at Rockridge helped them in the real world and in the softball world after that has definitely been awesome.
One thing John said to me when he was here is he doesn't coach Augie like a high school team. He coached Rock Ridge like a college team. And when you think back and you look at it, that's exactly what he did. One more softball-wise, and I got some goofy questions for you. You have the home run record. And I mentioned my first coverage of Rock Ridge softball is state championship in 05, I want to say. I'm guessing. Don't get mad at me if I'm wrong. But Melissa Kruger was their pitcher, and Liz Watkins was a freshman. You got Liz's home run record. Mm-hmm. To have some of the records that you have and pass some of the people that you have, like, what does it mean when you look at Rock Ridge softball and you open up a record book that Payton Brown's up there for single season home runs, career home runs? That's got to be special.
Oh, 100%. And again, that's something that I never really thought would ever happen. You think of those record books as like, okay, this is where I want to be. This is the person that I want to be. I mean, that's what I would love to accomplish. And just to know, hey, like you said, our names are up there. Like, I know Kendra's up there for a couple. I'm up there for a couple, just knowing. And I mean, our team as a win percentage is definitely up there. But just knowing that, our names are cemented in there, possibly forever. We don't really know. Like I said, records are made to be broken. I would love for one day to watch my record be broken by somebody. And I know that moment that I broke Liz's record was very, very special because she was still coaching Rock Ridge at the time. And to be able to cross home plate and get that hug from her and just know that, it's like passing down the torch, that passing on the legacy was so, so cool. I mean, it was a crazy moment that you never thought you would do, especially in like my freshman year. The talks of it were kind of close because I had gotten close to it my freshman year, or I guess my sophomore year, but to earn it my junior year and then to keep building on it and break my own record my senior year was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, she texted me afterwards. She was angry. She was so mad at you. No, I'm kidding. She's such a sweetheart as well. All right, let's have some fun. Some goofy questions for you before I left I had a list of questions, but I remember most of them. If you could play a sport, not softball. I know softball's been forever. Yes. So you don't have to be good at it, but if you had to turn your attention to another sport, any sport, what would it be and why?
The Whiteman family will definitely be mad at me. I'm dating the middle brother, Jensen, but I'm not going to say basketball. I have to follow my heart and say hockey. Okay. I'm a absolutely huge ice hockey fan. I grew up a Dallas Stars fan. Definitely got more into it around that COVID time, but I think it would be a lot of fun to play ice hockey. I think I would be pretty good at it.
She also mentioned when she got here, she's a Lions fan as well. So Lions represent. I already liked her, and now we might just go watch Lions football games for the afternoon. Who knows? If you could have dinner with one person, one-on-one in the entire world, who would it be and why?
Oh, wow. That's a hard question.
Yeah. No softballs here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. We're asking the tough questions every day. Anybody. And come back to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Think on it, come back to it. When you are not training and in season and you want to give yourself a cheat day, I give myself a cheat week or month. But what are those things that what's that food, that cheat meal that you love that you got to have? Maybe when you come home in the Quad Cities or just in general?
I'm always up for a sweet treat, and you can ask any of my teammates from high school, from college. If you say sweet treat, Peyton's on the way. I will be there. My house in Macomb that I'm moving into for this fall is less than a block away from Dairy Queen, and I'm very, very fearful that will be very dangerous. But when I'm here at home, my favorite meal to always have is El Compita tacos at El Compita in Davenport. That will always be my cheat meal. That is my favorite food here, anywhere in the city. I also love Low Pies Pizza. The El Compita tacos, they're like steak street tacos. Yeah. They are the most amazing thing you will ever have in your entire life.
I've never had those.
They're amazing.
It was Cinco de Mayo on Monday, and we had Snoop in, and his stuff is great. We talked about different Mexican restaurants around the area. That might be where is that in Davenport? Do you know? Not that. Is it the one out by West?
Bluegrass.
Yeah,
like,
is it
up
by
in that
West?
direction.
Is it by like a gas station?
Yes, by the Quick Star, and
So
it's up by.
I'll
there,
give
yeah.
Jeremy Oakes a shout out, a good friend of mine. He's been telling me, we coach baseball together forever. He's been telling me for years that these are the best Mexican ever. And he's yet to take me, Jeremy. So swing by, pick me up, and you can buy me dinner one of these times. Okay, well that's 2 people. I got to get that taken care of. Have you thought of a meal yet, or no? I got other ones.
I mean, I'll have to go with somebody like Pete Rose or Babe Ruth. Just getting to know their. I mean,
I like the
a lot of
Pete Rose.
Yes,
I like that.
Yes, a lot of people. I mean, hitters see the world in very different ways, and different hitters see the world in extremely different ways. I mean, you can take, people like me and Kendra, you've talked about Kendra before, we have very different hitting styles. And just knowing that, we grew up we played for the same high school team, we had the same coach. Just knowing that the differences between us, but I love having that conversation, the difference between hitting baseballs and hitting softballs. And it would be amazing to talk to some of the greats, like I said, like Pete Rose and Babe Ruth.
It's funny because we've had debates, and I've changed my tune. I was young and dumb back in the day, and I always thought I could hit a softball pitcher, and I can't. Do you have that with guys who are just like, I can do that, and then you rolled your eyes because you have,
yes,
and they're wrong,
100%.
correct?
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say wrong, but the one example that I will say is watching Albert Pujols try to hit off of Jenny Finch.
Yeah.
If you have not seen that video,
Yeah, I have.
that's one of the greatest pitchers of all time, and that's one of the greatest. I would consider. Grew up a Cardinals fan. I'm sorry, I saw the Cubs poster, but definitely one of the greatest hitters. Known to baseball, especially in recent years. But watching him just absolutely not even come close to pitchers like that. Like I said, Jenny Finch is an absolute legend, one of the creators. Legacies in softball. But just watching, stuff like that, like talking about 2 of the greats playing against each other, watching those videos, definitely can say that I've had my fair share of arguments of, softball's harder, no, baseball's harder. I've had plenty of those, and especially this year when Carlin Pickens broke the record of Monica Abbott's fastest pitch, talking about it with, like I said, I'm dating one of the Whiteman boys, and hearing him be like, well, it's definitely easier to hit a softball because they're only throwing, Carlin Pickens hit 78, and baseball's throwing 105, 110, whatever, but just knowing that the differences between there's so many differences in the game, and they're hard in their own ways, and definitely have a lot of fun, especially when I was a pitcher, getting told, I'd take you 300 and stuff like that. But
have you faced Kendra?
Yes.
Just when was it?
We had scrimmages in high school. Playing against each other then, but just having
nothing though. Like, do you mean before?
Actually, yes, we have. Before she joined the Havoc, she played for Iowa Premier, and we played them twice in the same tournament. I don't remember who got eliminated, but it was a double elimination, and we ended up playing them twice, and we did face her.
Okay. How did you do?
I honestly can't tell you. I really don't remember. The only time that
because I'm gonna have her on here soon.
Yes, the only time I remember actually facing her, because that was, like I said, years ago. That was one of my first years with the Havoc. That was before we were both in high school. I genuinely can't tell you when that was. But
how'd it go in scrimmages?
The only time that I remember genuinely getting a chance to hit off of her was my senior year, and I remember hitting a double. I remember swinging out of my shoes at a changeup on the dirt, and then hitting a double and kind of getting it that fun. But and you can definitely tell her that that changeup is nasty. I'll swing it. That's my weakness. That changeup in the dirt. I love that pitch. But and Jimmy Garrett got me very, very well with that pitch. But yes, I ended up hitting the double, and I couldn't tell you again what happened the rest of the scrimmage. I have no clue.
Should probably strike out every time, and Kendra will tell us the other side story. No, that's great. One more for you. Are you superstitious? And if you are superstitious, what are your superstitions for softball?
I would say I've become less superstitious as I've gotten older. In high school, I was extremely superstitious. I had basically the same lunch. I would pack the same lunch almost every day, maybe a little bit different, but it consisted of veggies with ranch and PBJ, an Uncrustable PBJ. That was my lunch literally every single day of high school. I had the same hairstylist and did the same hairstyle for just about every game. Shout out to Estella Bogner because she did my hair my last 2 years of high school. And I've carried that hairstyle on to college as well. So I still use that most of the time. And one of my teammates, Ruby Tar, does my hair. So again, very, very grateful for that because I am not a hairstylist. I cannot braid my own hair. So definitely needed their help. Outside of that, I'm trying to remember. I wouldn't necessarily call it a superstition, but I quadruple knot my laces. My feet are very, very tiny and very skinny, and I never fit correctly into cleats, so I quadruple knot my laces.
Oh, wow.
And I get made fun of for it because I have baby feet.
Okay.
But I will do that.
Hey, well, baby feet has 13 home runs this year, so they wish they had baby feet too.
Well, and they'll make fun of me because they'll come over and my knot's about that wide, but and if it comes undone one, I have to redo the tie. But I would say, like I said, less superstitious as I've gotten through college. I mean, I still have the same hitting routine. I still have the same, on deck routine. It's been the same, I think, since high school. It's very, very minimally changed. But same catch partner.
Yeah.
Stuff that you would normally have.
I like how you're like, I'm not superstitious, but this.
Yes. Yes. It was
more than you think.
Yes, it was definitely more superstitious in high school. As I've gotten to college, like I said, there's been less and less just because, college, it's not really possible to have the exact same routine always. And like I talked about, we played conference game in the middle of the week when we would have, class before. So you can't really have the same superstitions. But I would definitely say that I am superstitious, just not necessarily in the same ways that I was in high school.
This has been a ton of fun. Thank you for coming over and doing it. Payton Brown, OVC Player of the Year. That sounds good, doesn't it?
I'm a little biased, but yes, I do love it.
I think that works. And be careful of the Whitemans. Like Toby's, he's strange as, no, I love it. And you can say his name. You don't have to say the middle Whiteman boy. You don't call him the middle Whiteman boy, do you?
No. It's Jensen.
Okay, you can say
yes.
So thanks for doing this. Appreciate it. Best of luck.
No, thank you.
And we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
All right. Payton Brown from Rock Ridge and Western Illinois joining us, Player of the Year. It's amazing when you have good timing, and that's what we had this week. That came at a perfect time, but loved catching up with her. We're just getting started here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities. It is Wednesday. That means it's Steamwheelers Wednesday as well. We have Ivory Scott, offensive lineman from the undefeated first place Quad City Steamwheelers, all that and much more coming up right here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. We will be right back. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo, now even easier to find, but still hard to resist.
Rafferty Funeral Home, dedicated to serving families in the Quad Cities since 2007.
Hi, welcome. Yeah, come on in.
An experienced staff plans each service to reflect the unique life and legacy of your loved one. Rafferty Funeral Home is proud to serve our community with dignity, respect, and compassion, helping you to celebrate your traditions and lasting memories no matter your faith, culture, or budget. Rafferty Funeral Home in Moline. Call today to discuss prearrangements.
When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with.
Quad Cities. Are you brave enough for halfway to Halloween? Friday, May 16th, the Steamwheelers battle on Tulsa in a night of haunted hits and bone-crushing indoor football action. It's spooky fun for the whole family, complete with a haunted house and high-flying IFL football that'll leave you howling. Snag your tickets now at steamwheelersfootball.com/tickets and come get scared and entertained. Friday night, May 16th, presented by Asylum of Bad Dreams and Slick Willie Radio.
The PGA Tour swings into the Quad Cities again this summer, and you don't want to miss it. The John Deere Classic brings golf, music, magic, and more to TPC Deer Run, July 2nd through the 6th. Wednesday, July 2nd is Youth Day, and ages 15 and under are free all week, making it perfect for the whole family. Stick around after the golf on the weekend for the concerts on the Course Series, featuring country superstar Dierks Bentley on Saturday, and Grammy Award-winning Zac Brown Band on Sunday. Come for the golf, stay for the party. Visit JohnDeereClassic.com to get your tickets before they sell out.
Welcome back to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities. Thank you guys so much for joining us. A big thank you to Payton Brown swinging by the OVC Player of the Year. Of course, Rock Ridge standout, doing big things on the college level. A lot of softball talk, which was a lot of fun. I can't wait to get Kendra Lewis on and find out how those scrimmages went. She remembers the double off Kendra. We'll see if Kendra remembers any strikeouts or anything like that. So Wednesdays, we've talked about a lot, is one of my favorite days of the week because it's Steamwheeler Wednesday, brought to you by XUSD. And the Wheelers continue to win and win and win. So on our Steamwheeler Wednesday, we're happy to be joined by offensive lineman for the Quad City Steamwheelers, Ivory Scott. Ivory, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Thank you so much for having me.
I love it. I love it. First and foremost, before we get talking about last week, this week, and all that kind of stuff, 6-0 Quad City Steamwheelers. When you hear that, fans get excited. You can smile and all those kind of things. Do you guys dwell on it? Do you guys talk a lot about the undefeatedness? Or do you guys just worry about 1 week at a time and all those kind of things? How do you guys balance the hype with the work that has to be done, I guess?
Oh, no, we don't really dwell on it that much. You know, maybe that night, and then we let it go, moving on to the next opponent. So we really just try to be where our feet are, take it one day at a time, follow whatever the day's plan is, and just trying to get the job done.
You guys did that this week on the road. And it was funny. I was talking last week that it's never easy on the road. Malik Duncan was on, and I'm like, yes, you look at a team that has a lesser record, but it's in this league, and it's so hard to win on the road. An overtime victory, kind of talk about last week and what it meant to get the job done on the road. Wasn't pretty, wasn't a blowout by any stretch, but it's always nice to come home with that victory, isn't it?
Yes, sir. A win is a win, especially getting them on the road in a tough environment like Fisher. Their crowd they were involved, So just staying together, gelling, following the game plan, staying poised is something that we needed, and seeing that adversity and fighting through that adversity was a big thing for the team.
To get a victory like that in overtime, and yes, blowouts are nice. I think the week before was 62-41, something like that. A little rest, a little nice and easy, but to get a win like that, what do you learn about yourselves to go to overtime, to see the resiliency, to come back late, all those kind of things? What do you learn about yourselves as a team?
We just learned how tough we are and how far we're willing to go to get the dub. Back against the wall, we kind of had a stuck spot in that third quarter to where they kind of took the momentum. So just staying together, not blinking, not getting out of character, just staying within the team and staying within ourselves. I feel like that helps us a lot, especially when them playoff atmospheres like Fisher, being away on the road, that's playoff atmosphere of football. So just staying together, staying poised during those times is big.
Along with winning comes expectations, comes hype, all those kind of things. I did see that the Wheelers are number one in the power rankings when it comes to the IFL, moving up. What does that mean I mean, obviously you love to see the notoriety and it gets everybody excited. What does it mean to be looked upon as one of, if not the best teams in this entire IFL?
It feels good, but we try not to look at those things or dwell on those things because every week's a new week. Every team gets better every week, so we just have to follow coach's game plan and just stay locked in, work every day, win every day. That's what something we like to say: 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time. So that's what we try to focus on. We try to stay away from the rankings because teams are getting new players, teams are cutting guys, so it's a new team every week.
Absolutely. And you look at it, a new team every week. It is a different challenge, a different battle every week. 2 straight road games. You go on the road once again this week, up to Green Bay. And I love the rivalries that have developed, and some of them are long lasting with, Iowa and teams like that. Green Bay is one of those rivals. What do you expect this week? And going on the road once again in the IFL is never easy. Going to a rival is never easy. How important is this game? And it's a challenge to go on the road this week, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Every game is important, especially a game that's up next. They have a great atmosphere in Green Bay. Like I said, it will be playoff atmosphere, so it will be a real test. It will be very important to win on these road games because in the playoffs, you never know. You might have to go on the road to get to the big show. So it's very important to win those road games.
Ivory Scott, offensive lineman for the Quad City Steamwheelers, joining us right now and off the air with Matt Randazzo. Ivory, I've talked to every guy that's gone on this week or this year has talked about the chemistry of this team. And sometimes people roll their eyes or the chemistry can be cliche, I guess, sometimes. But it seems real with this team. Can you talk to it a little bit? And do you agree that there's something about this team that's just different and that you guys are locked in on the field, but also connected in the locker room and off the field as well?
Yes, sir. The chemistry is real big. We're just a whole bunch of guys who want to see each other win and want to win as a whole. So there's no egos, there's no me's, there's next guy up, whoever's going to help us win. That's a big attitude we have in the locker room right now, and I feel like that's great, and that helps with our chemistry because we don't care who gets the job done as long as the job gets done, and that's a big thing, especially at this level, with having a lot of team guys.
No, absolutely. You look at it too. Along with the chemistry has come the excitement in this area, and it's always there, and it's a great organization that's always had a great fan following here in the Quad Cities. But I've been telling people, especially the last month, that there's this different buzz to this year's Quad City Steamwheelers, and I mean, you look at the crowds, Ivory, you look at 6,000 people and plus at the arena, and you smile because it's fun playing in front of those people. Are you feeling it in the community when you guys go out and about, that there's maybe an extra buzz about a 6-0 undefeated Quad City Steamwheelers team right now?
Yes, sir. There's definitely a buzz. I feel it a lot. Just going to gas station, people, I was at the game. You guys look great, 6-0. You know what I'm saying? So the fans are really feeling it. They're enjoying it. Just trying to stay locked in and just bring a great show every week and try to get a dub every week for them, and just keeping this thing rolling. Taking it 1 day at a time, fighting every day because every day is a fight. So just staying locked in, following coach's game plan, and just wanting to win. I think that helps us with that.
You look at, and you kind of mentioned and talked to it a little bit, but you're learning and winning at the same time. And sometimes that's not always the case, but learning and winning, it helps, and you don't have to sit there and look at a loss. How good is this team, and how much better can it be, if that makes any sense? I know it says 6-0 and undefeated, and there's been some impressive football, but I think you guys feel maybe there's more in the tank. How much is this a finished product, or is there more in the tank when it comes to the Quad City Steamwheelers?
Oh, there's definitely more in the tank. We're very good right now, and with everyone seeing on film. But when we get into our film sessions, we see the mistakes. We see where we want to correct, and we're just trying to improve every day. Every day is 1% get better mindset, and we look at film. We watch film every day. We look to see what we can improve on. I know we won 6 in a row, but every single game we've had mistakes, and we're looking to improve every week.
Can you talk to me about that quarterback of yours, the guy that you defend or guard or protect, I guess I should say, each week? Daquan Neal has been a revelation, and obviously no stranger to the game, has had the success. Did he hit the ground running in Quad City? And was it first practice you guys saw like, wow, this is our guy and this is going to be fun? Kind of talk about how he's hit the ground running here in the Quad Cities and playing for him.
Oh, he's been resilient, man. He's a great guy off and on the field. Just being in the huddle with him and him being an older guy, this is my second year. I mean, I'm learning stuff from him, and I'm an offensive lineman, so he's bringing a lot of experience. He's teaching guys around him, helping guys around him, and he just loved being here. You could tell with his energy, his attitude. I mean, he loves the guys. He talks to everybody, gels with everybody. So, I mean, he's a great guy. I love playing with him. He brings a lot of toughness, as you can see, at the quarterback position and just on the field in general.
I love getting to know you guys through this process, and I love the offensive linemen. And I go, Stud Rudd's going to get his love. Daquan, all those guys, VC's going to get the highlights and stuff. I call you guys the big uglies, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. Obviously, you can tell you ain't ugly. But I had Joe Crawl in, and he was a ton of fun. You have to have a different personality to be an offensive lineman, if that makes any sense. Talk about the position you play, the guys you play with, and just doing the dirty work in the trenches.
Oh, man, I love the guys I'm playing with, man. Whenever you build that bond in the trenches with, the guys playing beside of you, it becomes strong. We're some real nasty. We're nice guys, but we're nasty on that field. We try to dominate. We're trying to get everybody out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we got a good group. We're gelling together. We've been gelling together since camp, and I'm just excited to see where we can take this thing, man. The trenches is where the game is won. Your team is identified by your trenches and how they play. So I feel like us on this great start has a lot to do with our trenches, both offense and defense. So I mean, I just love playing with these guys.
Absolutely. Ivory Scott joining us right now and off the air with Matt Randazzo. A few more for you, and then I got some fun questions I got to talk to you about. But when it comes to getting back home, I know you go on the road one more time, and we talked about the buzz with these fans. How nice is it to come home? You go on the road, and I'll watch the games on YouTube and everything, and there's good crowds, and then there's okay crowds. It's always an advantage to be at home. How fun is it to go on the turf and play in front of those guys each and every time at home?
Oh, I love being at home. We have a great crowd. I love our crowd, man. They bring so much energy and excitement to the game. I mean, it's so hard to not play in front of them because, like you said, when we go to some of those away games, there's not a crowd like we have. So just having them behind us, they root for us through the wins, the losses, the goods, and the bads. And just knowing they support us no matter what, man, it feels great. And just being on this hot run to have them right now, man, they're boosting up like we're boosting up. So it's a great place to be right now. I love playing at home, and I can't wait.
I did some background at Arkansas State when we went to college. You're a Louisiana boy, right?
Yes, sir.
What's being a Quad Cityan now? What's been the biggest adjustment? What do you like about the Quad Cities? What do you love being up here? It's not the South, but we got some good stuff up here too, don't we?
Yes, sir. I like Iowa and Illinois for sure. I like how the environment is here. It's not so like compact and everybody's all together, but it is very like loving, I can say. Especially with being on the Quad Cities team, the fans, they love us. They recognize us everywhere. We kind of see us like superstars, so that feels good. You know what I'm saying? But oh no, I'm enjoying it. The only thing I really don't like is the weather change because it's been really cold out here.
Right?
Really
you don't
cold.
have to deal with that in Louisiana, do you?
No, sir, not that much. But it's a great place to be. I love I love being outside. I love the nature. I love the rivers and stuff. So I feel like it's a good place to call my second home.
You guys had a bye week a few weeks ago. Did you enjoy it? Is there certain things you did? I know a lot of these guys come on and they're fishing or they're whatever, golfing, those kind of things. What does Ivory Scott like to do when he's not kicking other guys' asses over on the football field? What do you like to do off the field?
Oh man, this bye week I went home to see my family. I have my 2 kids and my wife at home, so just went home to spend time with the family, try to get my mind off football, and try to re-center myself. Seeing my babies after 3-4 weeks, it just feels great. And then getting back, refreshing, and then getting back to kicking ass is what I like to do.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Here in the Quad Cities, is there a place that you have, and you're a big old offensive lineman, so you get to eat. Where's your pig out place in the Quad Cities? Have you found a place in which you're like, okay, I need to hit this place up, that place up?
There was a Chinese buffet. I don't think it was QC Dynasty. I'm not sure if that's right. There's Los Portales. I've been to a whole bunch of places. I have a lot of spots. I can't think about them right now because I haven't learned all of them.
Yeah.
But my teammates, don't show me all the good spots.
I love it. What about at home? Like, do you miss some Southern cooking, and what's the Southern cooking or the thing back at home that you'd love to have or miss?
I miss the seafood. I miss the gumbo, the jambalayas, the pastas, man. I miss a whole lot of stuff from home.
Oh, man, you're making me hungry. If you could have dinner with one person, anybody you want to have in the country, in the world, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. I haven't really thought about that.
Yeah.
Me personally, it might be Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay. Why is that?
Yes, sir. He's a great businessman. I mean, he was a great basketball player, but now he's running so many businesses. He's an owner of so many things. After football, I do want to be a business owner, so I feel like I can learn a lot of stuff from him just in the business world with how he carries himself and how he has elevated from his time as a younger person to now. I feel like I learned a lot of business stuff from him.
That's an awesome answer. I love that. Ivory Scott joining us right now and Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. Ivory, if you could do one other sport, if you weren't playing football and you could do one other sport, you don't have to be good at it, but if you could go do one other sport, what would it be and why?
Ooh, honestly, I was a multi-sport guy, multi-sport athlete, so basketball and baseball I was definitely good at those growing up. But I think right now it would probably be boxing or baseball.
Okay.
One of those two.
Were you good at baseball?
I was good at baseball, yes, sir.
Okay. What was your position? And tell me, how good was good? I'm assuming you're hitting 3, hitting 4 in the lineup, hitting bombs.
I stopped playing when I got to high school due to football, but growing up from Little League all the way up, I was top 500 in Babe Ruth League. So I was really good as far as Little League wise.
What position?
I was first base, third base,
okay,
and pitcher. So I played the corners and I pitched a little bit. Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right, last one for you. If there is I don't want to say troublemaker, but if there's a class clown on the Steamwheelers roster, that guy that's always making people laugh, keeping things light, who would it be on this year's Quad City Steamwheeler team? The class clown, if you would.
The class clown. I would say Malik Duncan.
My
guy knows how to make people laugh. He always know how to put a smile on everybody's face, man. He's a great person to be around, especially on the field, at practice. He always knows how to get guys, especially when they're serious or they're having a bad day, know how to make them laugh and to reset them. So I feel like Malik Duncan's our class clown on the team.
I like that. He was on the show last week. He was a ton of fun, a really good guy. Before I let you go, Ivory, I don't know if you've heard about this, but since we've started this weekly thing with the Quad City Steamwheelers and my show Off the Air, you guys haven't lost. I don't want to take all the credit, but do I get like a little bit, is there a little sense in the locker room that we can't do this without Randazzo? This is something that we need?
I'll say a little bit. I give you a little bit of that credit. Yes, sir.
Stop it. There's nothing to be said about that. Tell Destiny I said thank you. I think Malik mentioned it last week. I represent the Wheelers here with the mini helmet on the set, but Malik said I needed the white one, the white helmet.
Oh yeah, you And the white one's nice. You're gonna have to get you a white one.
So I mean, if you wanna nudge Destiny next time you see her and say, "Hey, I had a lot of fun on Matt's show. We should get him the white helmet." I'd let you do that if you want to do that.
I got you.
All right.
Got you for sure.
Ivory Scott, offensive lineman for the Quad City Steamwheelers. Be well, stay healthy, get the job done at home, and then the Wheelers back at the Vibrant Arena coming up. What would it be like? I think May 16th or something like that. But get down there, get your tickets, and go check out the best team in the IFL. Ivory, I appreciate you. Be good.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. That is Ivory Scott, offensive lineman, as we mentioned, for the undefeated Quad City Steamwheelers. On the road this week, back at home next week. A big game for them. So I think it's Halloween night. You saw the commercial with it, but Halloween night, it's like the 6 months or whatever, the half birthday for Halloween, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't. It made sense in my head, but sometimes I say things that I probably don't make sense to most people. So anyways, we got a lot more to get to here on the show. Coming up after the break, we're going to get back to the high school level. Excited about today's show because we've had the Kirk Ferences and the Scott Doctormans and the bigger umbrella when it comes to sports regionally here with the Iowa Hawkeyes, Illinois, those kind of things, NFL draft. But this is kind of my fun show where we're really focused on local stuff. The Quad City Steamwheelers on a Wednesday is awesome. Payton Brown joining us, former Rockridge standout in the first segment, just won OVC Player of the Year for Western Illinois. And coming up next is a high school tennis standout we've talked a lot about recently. Nicholas Patrick won his 100th match recently, 100-0. An amazing record, a really good young man. So we'll be joined by three-time state champion from Alleman, Nicholas Patrick. All that and much more coming up next right here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist.
Rafferty Funeral Home, dedicated to serving families in the Quad Cities since 2007.
Hi, welcome. Here, come on in.
An experienced staff plans each service to reflect the unique life and legacy of your loved one. Rafferty Funeral Home is proud to serve our community with dignity, respect, and compassion, helping you to celebrate your traditions and lasting memories no matter your faith, culture, or budget. Rafferty Funeral Home in Moline. Call today to discuss prearrangements.
When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with.
Quad Cities, are you brave enough for halfway to Halloween? Friday, May 16th, the Steamwheelers battle on Tulsa in a night of haunted hits and bone-crushing indoor football action. It's spooky fun for the whole family, complete with a haunted house and high-flying IFL football that'll leave you howling. Snag your tickets now at steamwheelersfootball.com/tickets and come get scared and entertained. Friday night, May 16th, presented by Asylum of Bad Dreams and Slick Willie Radio.
The PGA Tour swings into the Quad Cities again this summer, and you don't want to miss it. The John Deere Classic brings golf, music, magic, and more to TPC Deer Run July 2nd through the 6th. Wednesday, July 2nd is Youth Day, and ages 15 and under are free all week, making it perfect for the whole family. Stick around after the golf on the weekend for the concerts on the Course Series, featuring country superstar Dierks Bentley on Saturday and Grammy Award-winning Zach Brown Band on Sunday. Come for the golf, stay for the party. Visit JohnDeereClassic.com to get your tickets before they sell out.
Welcome back to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities. It's the spring, and there's so many great sports that hit the postseason at this time, and one of them is high school tennis on the Illinois side of the river. And for the last 3 years, now 4, one name has kind of taken the area and the state of Illinois by storm. His name is Nicholas Patrick. He's the Alleman standout, 3-time state champion, and now he's won 100 matches in his high school career. Nicholas, we'll talk about that in a second, but first and foremost, I know you're at my alma mater right now. Thank you for sneaking out of class. Neither one of us are in trouble, are we? I don't want to get a call down to the principal's office. It's been about 25, 30 years since I've done that.
No, absolutely excused, and I'm grateful to be here, so thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, we mentioned Nicholas, 3-time state champion, but I want to talk to you about what happened recently. You won your 100th career match in high school. Now, the beauty part about that is there's 0 losses, so that's the cool thing, but to hear that number, what goes through your mind?
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, just to have so many people there supporting me was one of the biggest things, honestly. To have my grandparents, my teammates, my coach there, it meant the world. I can't say I was directly keeping track the entire time, but once I was getting close to 100, I was getting really excited for it. So, I'm very grateful just to be able to compete for Alleman, and to see all the loving crowd support that I've gotten the last 4 years it's been an honor to represent the Pioneers.
I was going to ask you that because I don't know if you set out in your high school career thinking 100. Take me through the process. When does it even come on the radar? When is there a countdown? Kind of take me through those kind of things.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to my grandparents. My grandparents are the ones that are always keeping track of those sort of things. My grandma, is making scrapbooks, and so is my mom, and they're incredibly loving and supportive. So when they were telling me early this year that I was getting close to 100, I was getting really excited. But yeah, I can't say it was something where I was like, just my mind was set on it, but it's pretty beautiful to see it all coming together.
I mentioned the 100 is nice. The 0 on the other side of the record, I think it makes it even more special. Kind of talk about that, because piling up wins is fantastic, but the fact that you've never lost in high school, if I would have told you that in like 7th and 8th grade, I know that's a goal, but would you have thought that would be the case as we sit here, 3 weeks away from graduation, something like that?
Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable, honestly. I don't know if my younger self would have necessarily believed it. I just wanted to get out here and have some fun playing high school tennis. But it's just a love for the game at this point. There's so many good players I've run into in my 4 years, so many different players. But just trying to keep respect and just really appreciation for the game. And God willing, I've been able to not lose any and been able to get out there and compete well every match. And there's been a lot of tough ones. So I'm really looking forward to finishing strong.
Absolutely. I want to talk about finishing strong here in a second, but the Alleman tennis program in general, I know it's such a individual sport, or people look at it like that with, singles matches. There's some doubles, obviously, but I know you're proud of the program and what the team aspect of things, the regionals and I think sectional championship last year. Kind of talk about elevating the program as well, because I know that's important as a team aspect from you as well.
No, 100%. It's obviously a blessing to be able to take care of my own success and results on the tennis court, but to be able to help my teammates. Last year, we finished 4th in the state. We won the Big Six title. We won the sectional title. And just to kind of give back to the teammates that so many other people have given to me, just their time and talents, it's an honor for me to be able to do that. So it's just kind of, for me, it's like if I'm able to help somebody out at practice and help our team succeed, I really want that just as much as I want my own success rate, if not more. So yeah, it's really good. I think my mindset's kind of shifted that way, where it's like, I'm going to take care of business my own way, but I also want to help my guys as much as I can.
What does that mean to you as well, too? Not just to raise that and teach. I know you guys are super close. You see the 100 glasses the other night when you won 100, but also just bringing them up and being a leader and kind of, I don't want to say making tennis popular, but growing the game, not just with your team, but at your school as well. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it means the world. Those guys they're my brothers. I love going in with them. I love all the guys on my team. I enjoy them. And I think that's a big thing. That helps a lot that we're friends off the court. We go out to team dinners. We hang out outside of tennis. And just to be able to give back, like I said, just as so many people have given to me, being able to give back and just help out around the community, it's really a blessing. I'm really grateful to be able to do it.
You have 3 state championships. I mean, 4 has to, it's not complete without that 4th one. Talk about this stretch run, because it's not easy. And it's, talk about expectations. I don't want to put them all on you, but when you talk, it's like, well, he's going to win a 4th. You can't just show up and play. What's your thought process as you hit the home stretch here? Because you would love to finish it out with that 4th straight state title.
Absolutely. But I mean, at the end of the day, nothing's guaranteed. There's good players everywhere. So there's no, I don't know if I don't have certainly any expectations. I just trust my abilities. There's a belief that I'm going to go out there and do everything to the best of my abilities. But yeah, no, everybody's good. So there's no coasting to the finish line. It's 110% every day, and just going to give it all I have till the last point.
Are you making the most of or enjoying this senior year? Because it is the last. It's soon to be the last Western Big Six meet, and soon to be the last sectionals. And I know you're focused, but are you taking a chance to enjoy the final run before college and what happens after that?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's incredibly bittersweet. It's exciting to get to the fall, but I'm gonna miss every moment of just playing at Alleman and our practices and everything. But I really am taking it. I think it's kind of starting to hit me, but I'm really enjoying it. And just being at school, spending time with my friends and teachers, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the last couple of weeks.
Can you take me through the process? People see the results now, and this is great, and the last 3 years as well, but it didn't just happen overnight. Can you take me through that process? When did the love of the game start for you, and how quickly you've developed and the process to getting to where you're at?
Yeah, I mean, my dad's played such a monumental role in my just falling in love with the game. I played other sports when I was younger, played some baseball, played some basketball, but my dad kind of shared that love that he had with the game. And I mean, I can't give him enough credit for just teaching me and mentoring me both on and off the court. I wouldn't really be here without him at all. So I'm incredibly gracious for that. But yeah, I think I've just had a love for the sport that's just continued. And I think Alleman and high school tennis has helped me kind of continue that. You see a lot of guys that sometimes burn out. They get too invested too early. But I think playing high school tennis, being just a normal, somewhat high school kid, it makes it a lot easier to kind of have that passion and love for the game. You
mentioned dad. Are you better than dad now, right?
I don't know if I can legally say that, but no, it's fun. I don't know. We haven't played, but he works with me, so he's more the coach. So I guess I can't say so or not, but he's great. He's helped me with
Nicholas.
Everything.
Allow me to say it. You're better than dad. I'll get in trouble. You won't get in trouble.
Say it.
Yeah, you won't get in trouble. I understand that completely. We joked when you got on that I do remember as a freshman going down and interviewing you and walking away extremely impressed, not just with the tennis, but just the young person that you were. It seems like it was yesterday. How quickly has these 4 years flown by? I know you've enjoyed the heck out of it. You wear the Alleman logo with pride, but how quickly did it go and how fun was it?
I mean, it's like you hear kind of that cliche that everyone tells you the high school flies by, but then when you're actually living it, it's unbelievable. Like you said, it really truly feels like I was just like a freshman or a sophomore stepping onto the court and playing my first couple titles, and now here I am getting ready to go to South Bend in the fall. So I mean, God willing, I've enjoyed every single day of it, the highs and the lows. So it's been amazing. But yeah, I couldn't be more gracious to everyone and all the support. It's been just a heck of a ride.
You mentioned South Bend. Notre Dame is next. I know it's a busy summer as well. Talk about that next step. I know you got other things to do here first, but that next step, how excited are you to get to Notre Dame and what the future holds there?
Just beyond excited. Like I said, focusing on the day and the now right now, but then as soon as I can get to South Bend, I'm incredibly excited just to represent another great Catholic institution with, the values and the beliefs that I share. And I can't wait for it. It's been a dream school since I was 5-6 years old. So to see it come to reality and being able to represent Notre Dame like I'm representing Alleman, hopefully that's a dream.
It wasn't too long ago that here on the show we were celebrating Madison Keys winning that first Grand Slam. I know that she's someone that you've looked up to. That kind of talk about that, because Madison Keys is someone that is from the Quad Cities doing huge things in the tennis world. How influential has someone like that been to you?
Oh, I mean, it's incredible. Madison is just an unbelievable person. I think more importantly, an unbelievable player. I mean, she has foundation. She's just a great person on and off the court. So to be able to kind of just aspire to represent the Quad Cities as she does. And, I don't think very many people in the tennis world know too much about the Quad Cities before Madison came about. And, she's really put us on the map, and I'm hopefully trying to do the exact same thing, if not more. So it's an honor, and I couldn't be more proud of her. And to know that my dad and a fellow coach of mine, Tim Baldridge, coached her, it's incredible to know just that connection there. It's amazing.
We had Tim on the show. An awesome human being. Very excited for Madison.
Great.
Excited for you as well, as he should be. I want to have some fun with you, ask you some goofy fun questions before we get you back to class. You kind of mentioned other sports. If you could not play tennis, what sport would you focus on and want to play, and why?
Ooh, I'm a golfer. I like golf a lot. I love golf. I don't know, either golf or baseball. Baseball, I loved more the team environment. I think being part of a team is something I always like. But I mean, at heart, I'm a golfer. My grandpa got me into golf, and I golf with some of my buddies. So I do love golf quite a bit.
You golfed this year, or
I did not.
Alleman last year?
Yeah, I golfed at Alleman my freshman year and a little bit of my junior year. So I got a little bit of high school golfing, which I really enjoyed.
Gotcha. How good? How can you hit it?
I mean, I'm decent. I wouldn't say I'm great. I'd say on 9, I'm shooting in like the low 40s. So low 40s, mid 40s. I'm decent.
Hey,
I mean, nowhere crazy, but
I ask everybody we talk golf with. I've asked Charles Jugasol, because he's a big old dude. If you hit it right, one of those drives, how far are you hitting it? Can you hit it? If you hit it right, it doesn't happen a lot, probably, for me. But if you get a good drive, what is it? How far is it?
Oh, geez. Without like going too exaggerative, maybe in like the 260, 270 range if I'm playing well.
Nothing wrong with
nothing
that.
Nothing unbelievable, but I think I can hit the ball pretty decent. Yeah. I mean, Charles, I'm sure when he connects is hitting a heck of a lot farther than I am, but yeah, I try to be a little more consistent.
Yeah, no, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I would take 260, 270 any day of the week. If you could have dinner or a meal with one person, doesn't matter who, doesn't matter anybody in the world, who would it be and why?
Current right now or like all time?
It could be whatever you want. It's your world.
Oof. I mean, there's probably 2. Okay. First and foremost, Jesus Christ, of course, my Lord and Savior. So that would be incredible for reasons I don't even need explaining. That's just the center of my faith. Number 2, maybe like Roger Federer would be pretty amazing. Just a tennis idol growing up, and that would be incredible.
I was going to ask you, who is that tennis person that stands out? Obviously, you have your own coaches and local people, but that person are you a Roger Federer guy? Is that it?
I think Federer was my guy through and through when I was younger. I think Novak is the GOAT, but I think Federer, in terms of just watching him play and just how he is, how he handles himself on the court, is just he was always an idol of mine growing up.
Superstitious. Are you superstitious? Are there things you have to do before matches, during matches, or do you not dabble in that kind of stuff at all?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as like crazy superstitious. I definitely have routines. I think I'm very regimented, with my warm up, with my bands, I'd say I eat pretty consistently the same thing. I wouldn't say it's like crazy, like it has to be this, this, and this, but I'd say I'm somewhat regimented when it's like, okay, the night before we might eat like pasta, the day before, the day of, we might eat a sandwich, whatever. But I wouldn't say it's crazy. I just try to be as organized and keep the same routine the best I can.
Absolutely. Speaking of food, I'm sure you watch what you eat. maybe you don't.
Yeah.
You kids can eat whatever. It's amazing. And I think, my son goes there. He's a freshman there.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's amazing that he's like, Dad, we're sneaking up to Al's before practice. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't go eat burgers. By the way, Al's is delicious. I'm not saying it's not, but you don't go have Al's and then go to practice, but you kids can eat whatever. So let's say it's cheat meal day. Are you going to let yourself, what's that cheat meal place in the Quad Cities or whatever what's that favorite meal that you got to have?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a very good one. I'm a Raising Cane's guy. I really like some Raising Cane's. I keep it simple. I mean, if I can get a good steak and mashed potatoes, I know we go out to Monarch Restaurant in Davenport sometimes. That place is really good.
Yes.
That place is phenomenal.
Their fries,
But,
they have the salt. I can't remember what they call it. There's some type of seasoned fry. It's amazing. Are you you got to do the sauce at Cane's though, right?
Oh, I mean, that kind of makes it. I think without it, it's just, it's an average, but the sauce, I mean, it makes it. But then when we're traveling, I'd say I like In-N-Out a lot when we get to the West Coast or when we get down to Texas. I don't know if you had In-N-Out, but
I have once.
Awesome.
I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. Might have been overrated or overhyped, I think. But it was good. It was really good.
I think I just appreciate it because I don't get to have it that much. I mean, I'm sure if we had one around here, it wouldn't be my favorite, but I think that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, you got me hungry here on a Wednesday morning. Last one for you. This is a new one that I heard somebody ask the other day. If you could have one song play every time you entered a room for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, one song when I enter the room. Maybe something pretty exciting like Seven Nation Army or Enter Sandman, something like that.
Enter Sandman.
Something to get us pumped up a little bit. That would be, or even the Notre Dame song that they play before the football game. It's like their little anthem. That's a good one. I like that one.
Okay,
but maybe one of those first two. Yeah,
look at you carrying the Notre Dame flag already. That's outstanding. So, well, I know you got class to get back to. Let's be honest. You have 7-8 days of school left, so there can't be that much learning going on this time. But I appreciate it. Proud of you. Best of luck the rest of the way. Go win a 4th straight state title, and maybe we can do this again after you get done getting that last state title. How's that sound?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, and thank you for all the support.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Nicholas Patrick, Alleman standout, 100-0 in his high school tennis career, looking for that 4th state championship coming up over the next couple weeks as well. We got more to get to. You're watching Off the Air on a Wednesday right here in the Quad Cities.
Hello, Dan Pearson here of FCA. Our team is thrilled to support Off the Air with our good friend Matt Randazzo. We share the view of the power of sport when it comes to relationships, including the influence of the coach. FCA believes the coach is the most influential person in America. Matt celebrates local coaches and athletes. His content is informational, insightful, and inspirational. Our Fellowship of Christian Athlete team loves partnering with Off the Air with Matt Randazzo while we engage, equip, and empower coaches and athletes in our 23 counties. FCA, the heart and soul in sports.
View from the West, the podcast covering Illinois high school football.
It's going to be a hard-hitting game. It's going to be great football.
Weekly analysis and reaction from around the western side of the state of Illinois.
This is the game we had circled when the year started.
Follow along on YouTube and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's big-time football out there tonight, and I know we can play big-time football.
View from the West. We got you covered.
Are you looking for the Quad City's best chips and salsa? There's only one dude to turn to.
Right on.
Snoop. Hand-cut chips, fried fresh with that crunch you've come to love. And the most addicting salsa with delicious fresh ingredients each and every time. Pick up your chips and salsa, queso, enchiladas, and much more at the Stern Center in Rock Island. To place your order, simply call the man himself. It's Snoop at 309-314-8197 and find out for yourself what the rest of the Quad Cities already loves. Welcome back to Off the Air in the Quad, or Off the Air with Matt Randazzo, here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities. Wednesday, May 7th. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been a fun show, a very local show here in the Quad Cities today. We are joined early on by former Rockridge standout and current Western Illinois softball standout, the OVC Player of the Year. Payton Brown in studio made the short drive over by your house over at Rockridge over to my house to be here in studio. We appreciate that. A lot of fun catching up with her. Great times talking and reminiscing about some really, really, really good seasons at Rockridge, and of course her fantastic year this year with the Leathernecks. Also, it was Steamwheeler Wednesday, brought to you by XUSD. Really appreciate the Steamwheelers. Love what we do here every Wednesday, and it was Ivory Scott's turn in the hot seat today. He did a great job. Offensive lineman for the Wheelers. The Wheelers 6-0, undefeated, ranked number 1 in the IFL Power Rankings. They have another road test at Green Bay this week, then back at home the following weekend. So best of luck to the Wheelers this week on the road, and then get out and see them when they get back. Possibly a 7-0 team coming back to the Quad Cities here in a week and a half. So get out there, support the Quad City Steamwheelers. Great crowd so far this season. Let's see it continue. One of the best starts in franchise history, especially since they rebooted as well. So very, very cool to see that. And also, we just chatted with Nicholas Patrick, 100-0 in his high school tennis career, 3 state championships, looking for number 4. I think he mentioned a Metamora invite this weekend. Then it's Western Big Six the following weekend. Then it's sectionals after that, and then state. So we wish him the best of luck. See if he can bring back his 4th state title. So fun catching up with Nicholas Patrick. This week already we celebrated Cinco de Mayo with our guy Snoop. We had Tom Kakert and Kyle Huseman on Monday. Yesterday, Pat Anger was on, along with Noah Wethington and John Marks. Coming up tomorrow, we have our Throwback Thursday, so we'll have fun with that as well. Coming up on Friday, I'm really excited to have kind of a throwback, but we're not doing it on Thursday. We're doing it on Friday. And I mean that nicely, Dan. I don't mean that as in you're old or anything, but the one and only Dan Pearson. We tried to get Dan on early when this thing started a couple months ago. Technology was not our friend that day. So Dan's going to make the trip out to the studio, to the palatial studio that you can see in front of us. So Dan Pearson on Friday. What a way to wrap up the week. So also don't forget, we chatted with Kirk Ferris last week on Friday. That's on our YouTube page as well and on social media. So go check that out. Always great to catch up with the one and only Kirk Ferris. I do want to mention, I talk about my sponsors all the time. Love them. Love what they allow me to get to do. Hungry Hobo's doing a promotion right now in May. Graduation's right around the corner. Great gifts for graduations or gift cards. Hungry Hobo gift cards are fantastic. Right now, if you go to Hungry Hobo, you spend $25 on a gift card, you get a $5 gift card for yourself. Or you can give it to the graduate and give them $30 if you want to. Whatever. But you can also just go get yourself a sandwich, which is what I would do. So head down there right now. Hobo's a fantastic sponsor of the show. So get to Hungry Hobo, all the locations. Right now, gift cards, $25 spent, you get $5 on your own. So take advantage of that fantastic deal by Hungry Hobo. So again, we want to thank you guys so much for watching, working on things for the rest of the week. And really excited about what's to come next week and the weeks ahead here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. We thank you guys for your fantastic support. And as always, we can't leave without thanking the aforementioned sponsors as well. Godfather's Fantastic Pizza, Rafferty Funeral Home, Hungry Hobo we mentioned. It is Wheelers Wednesday, so the Quad City Steamwheelers. And then my guy, Snoop. Get some Snoop's queso, some chips and salsa, all that great stuff. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So, again, thank you guys for watching here on a Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow with another edition of Off the Air.